Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear our host, Andy Albright.
Another like an adjective placed at the right time with the right emphasis.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You have joined the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting.
That's not going to work because I'm a tenant when I start over.
Start us off and let's just go ahead and do it again.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Here you go, Tia. All right, good. All right, we'll talk about recruiting. Yeah, true that. Okay, so these guys are new hired recruiters. I see we got Z on here. Is that Z? You're a long ways away from me if I turn around. Yeah, it is Z. All right. Z, if you got questions, you text them to me. Well, I don't know where my phone went, but I'll respond. Okay. So, I was thinking I'm going to hammer like right off the bat about warm market recruiting, because the only reason I do cold market, like whether I'm using President Club or whether I am texting licensed agents, the only reason I hire somebody is to get to the next person. It's not to get this person going, okay? So as long as y'all can understand that, like whoever you hire, it's not the person you're hiring, it's the next person. And then when you hire the next person, it's the next person. So ideally what we're going to do, or you're going to do, is you hire this Luis or this Tristan. And immediately we want Tristan following this system of building the network. Okay, so I'm going to spend a lot of time on that. But I do want to do a little bit of cold recruiting, and then so like I just recruited like 3 or 4 guys this week. I've got them on the call because I want to teach them how to warm recruit or recruit their friends, family, and neighbors, because that is the best recruiting. It's funny because people don't like recruiting friends, family, and neighbors, but it works better. Does that make sense? But if once you've done friends, family, and neighbors, and I have some buddies that are friends, they've called all their friends, family, neighbors and not hired one person, or they only hired one or only hired 2. So they got that network going, but they need to start 3 or 4 networks. So we need to teach them how to do cold calling or cold recruiting. Even if it's an appointment and they're interested, it's still cold. Okay? So is this coming through loud and clear, Z? Z, give me a thumbs up. Is it loud and clear? Okay, cool. All right. So tell me what I don't have your names in front of me. I had them written down before. What's your name again? Nick. Tell me what you've been told as far as recruiting. First of all, give us who you are, where you're from, kind of a high-level background, how you found us, and then tell us about the recruiting. Will you do that?
Yeah. So, hey guys, my name's Nick. I'm from Georgia. I just moved to the North Carolina area about a month ago to college. Just applied on ZipRecruiter, found the job here, and it's been a great time. So regarding recruiting, what I've been told is our job is to reach out to people, help them get the things that they need. Listen, we're all here, we all want to make money. The best way to make money is to get people with us, help us work to get that kind of money. Recruiting is a great way for us to be able to build our network, build our business, help people that we know, make some money with us. Because there's no better money than friendly money.
So what are you saying to people? Well, first of all, what did you major in?
So I majored in business analytics.
Okay. And where in what school in Georgia?
So I went to school up in Idaho, in Brigham Young University, Idaho.
Okay. So from Georgia, went to school in Brigham Young.
That's right.
All right. Any where Steve Young went to school? Brigham Young?
So there's 3 Brigham Youngs. There's one Utah, Idaho, and one Hawaii.
I got you. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he was the one you said. Utah. And you were Idaho.
That's right.
Okay. So did you do, have you done any kind of recruiting before?
I did. I worked as a religious missionary for 2 years, and during that time, I'd reach out to people and try to get people to come with me.
That's what I suspected. One, you're really good. And two, you went to Brigham Young. I was like, this ain't no coincidence. That's great training, by the way. Me need to be closer to him. You're going to need to put it a little closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So, yeah, nothing wrong with that. So, so when you pick up the phone, kind of give us through your stick. What do you say when they pick up the phone? What do? Do you try to find out about them, where they are in life? Do you pitch them on the program? What do you do?
Right. So the first thing I do when I get on the phone is I try to figure out, what kind of work have people been doing? Because I've had all manner of weird jobs. I could probably relate to something or other. And then from there, I kind of go into, why did they pick that kind of job, what their kind of family is like, who are these people? So I'm not talking to someone who I want just to bring in here, but I'm talking to a person, so I know their name, I know what they do, so it's more of a personal conversation. And then from there, I let them know basically what we're doing and what we can do for them, and let them know what kind of money they're able to bring in.
Got it. What's the typical, how long is your conversation?
I'd say average is about 8 minutes, 8 to 15.
What if it's a good conversation? They like everything. They're fired up.
If it's a good conversation, it's about, on the longer end, 15 to 20.
Okay.
I want to get them as fired up as possible.
What was that girl that I liked so much that you hired?
Hasina?
Hasina. Have you been back in touch with her since?
Yeah, I shot her a text today to see if I can get her to pay attention to the call.
Okay, nice. All right, good deal. Good to have you on the team, man. Good job. All right, so what I'm going to be teaching today is what we want her to do next, right? Okay, same thing. Where you come from, how we get you.
All right, so my name's Patrick Waddell. I've been here for roughly 2 months now. I learned about the Alliance through Tia Ray, or Tia Land now, sorry. So she brought me on board. She's been here for a while, told me how awesome the company was. Told me I should come check it out. I came in, met Robbie Kraft and Clay. They kind of sold me on the atmosphere. Came in, never done recruiting before, but I've been in the hospitality industry, bartending, serving, all the above in the hospitality industry. But so I was used to dealing with people, but never done like one-on-one recruiting. Came in, Clay kind of took me under his wing. As far as how I go about recruiting, my goal is what Clay told me, which was form, which is get on the phone. When they first get on the phone, don't say. I try not to be like, hey, is this Mr. Andy? I'm like, Andy, what's up, man? How are you? Kind of just get past that awkward point in the beginning, and then hit the form, which is family, occupation, recreation, and then hit them with our message. So that's what I try to do on every call. As far as time length goes, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had some calls that are 1 minute, some calls that are an hour long. It just all depends on the person I'm dealing with.
That's good. Form is really good. Family, occupation, recreation, message, or money. Sometimes we say money. That's great to go along with. And he's found some really good people. How long have you been with us now?
Almost 2 months.
So I told him he was really lucky because he's found two really good ones. But it is lucky because you're working 40 hours a week and you're talking to so many people. Finding the right person that we can start building a network under is huge. But it is a lot of work is tied to how many people you talk to,
right?
And skill set. So because if you talk to a lot of people when you're terrible, you're zero luck, right? But if you have some skill set, you still got to be lucky to come across the right person to get them in. So apparently you have some skill set tied with luck, which is a good dadgum combination. I think we should have moved up in the rankings because of our luck with the East Carolina game. But we didn't. We moved down to 18.
I'm Chanel Charles.
Act like you're rock stars. There
Okay, yeah. I'm Chanel Charles. I've been recruiting for 7 years. More like industrial and like CNA type recruiting, but I've been doing it for a while. I got
What's
recruited
industrial recruiting mean?
Industrial is more so like warehouse type work, people that work in, like
a temp recruiter person?
Staffing agency type
I did
recruiting.
it one time.
Yeah.
They fired me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wasn't a recruiter. I was one of the temps you hired.
Oh.
To go in a steel mill.
I don't know what that is.
Like a steel that makes metal. Metal?
Yeah.
Steel.
So you're like.
I had to pick it up and stuff. I was not good at picking it up.
Okay. Well, So I've been doing that for a while, and then Clay, he found me and he was like, "Hey, I think you'd be a great match for the company." Clay Mertes.
Oh.
He's pretty awesome. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Denver.
He introduced me to Robbie and Chris Hill, and they've pretty much taught me everything I know.
Already knew a bunch.
Well, they taught me everything I need to know about insurance.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Except overrides.
Yeah. And what else? I mean, I knew what it was. I just forgot what it meant. I didn't know the name. And what I normally tell them when I get on the phone with them is just basically like, I try to meet them and figure out who they are, what they're interested in, learn about their family. I tell them what kind of things we do here, like mortgage protection, final expenses, and that's basically how we get in the door and get them to sell insurance. I try to make them laugh as much as possible, because if they're not laughing, then obviously they're not, interested in the conversation. And I just try to ask them about themselves, because our favorite subject is ourself, and their favorite word is their name. So I make sure to say their name a lot and ask them a lot of questions about themselves.
She good. Y'all are some good people. Glad to have you on the team. Chanel, number 5.
My name is Macy. This is my second week here. I am born and raised in Burlington. I graduated from Western High School in 2017.
Go Warriors.
And then I went to Alamance Community College for office administration.
So you're not a recruiter. You assist these people.
Yeah, follow-ups.
Follow up.
Yes.
So what do you say to them when you talk to them?
Asking if they need any information, any help.
Have you heard that family occupation, recreation, money thing?
No.
You ought to write that down. It's a good thing. Don't write it till we're finished talking, but you know what I'm saying? Because even when you're talking to them from the admin, you need to be the friend. This one right here, Debbie Woody, is really good at getting to know people, because she's essentially the same job you got. Mm-hmm. She's just got some experience. And she gets to know them, she's friends with them, and then she helps them. Because they're not going to tell you, if they don't know you good, or if you don't understand who they are, they're not willing to ask you a question. So they hear it like this, womp, 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 womp. Then that means, you know what I mean, like Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
But if you build a relationship with them, then they'll call you with questions because you're their friend.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you only ask if you got a problem, you go to a friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to somebody you don't know who's an expert. Because they're an expert, you don't trust them.
Yes.
Even though they're smart and know what they're doing, you always go to a friend, which is, I won't say it's a mistake, but it's still what you do. Everybody goes to a friend. Mm-hmm. So you got to build that friendship. And the way you build a friendship is find out about them.
Yes.
And then I guarantee you they're going to do something exactly like your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, or you. You with me? They went to a community college. They studied admin. Something you're going to connect with. And that'll help them a whole lot more.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Biggest thing, yesterday we did an hour and 10 minutes with these guys. So what was the biggest takeaway from that meeting that you will do differently? Or is there anything that you'll do differently?
Definitely relationship. Learning more about the client. Knowing more about their life.
Go ahead and put
Definitely
that up just a little bit closer.
Just having a connection with them.
Yeah.
Definitely a relationship is a big thing.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Same here. What did you get different, if anything?
I mean, I would say the same thing pretty much. I was basically asking them like a recruiter instead of, like a friend, and trying to figure out who they are and what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So now I ask them, like, what are 4 things you're looking for in your dream job? And then they'll tell me, and I'm like, I can match that. So one guy said flexibility. He also mentioned he was an athlete. I was like, you already got that. He's like, it's not what I'm looking for. Talking about,
Yeah.
I knew what he meant.
So listeners, I want you to do this.
Yeah.
If you can figure out, say, what are the top, 4 is a lot, first of all, but what's the top 3, and then odds are always good, okay? What's the top 3 things you don't like about what you do?
Okay.
And then what's the number 1 thing you looking for? Because when you know the top 3 things they hate, I promise you, you now know the top 3 things they want.
Right.
So now when you do your message is formed. Guess how I did that? Your message is formed by family, occupation, recreation, and the 3 things that they hate.
Right.
So then you form your message to meet what they're looking for based on what they hate.
That makes
Because
sense.
Hate's more, it's more emotional, and it has a stronger, kind of a stronger attraction factor than like, believe it or not.
Yeah, you did that a lot yesterday.
Yeah, I did. Because like if a girl hates this guy, if a guy wants to date a girl and he knows what she hates, then all he's got to do is present the opposite, and it's a killer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then if you look at Olympic athletes, most of them don't win based on wanting to win and party. They just hate to lose.
Right.
More of them win on hate than love. So you get their hate because they're more passionate about their hate. Right? Because if you don't hate something, you don't have to love it. In other words, this might be something I like and I like and I like. But hate, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just really powerful. So if I'm on the phone with a person, that is a big focus along with family occupation. What'd you get from yesterday?
So yesterday, the thing for me was watching you do the calls. One thing that I'm trying to get better at is not being afraid to like push the norm in my questioning. So instead of sounding like a traditional, stereotypical business conversation, trying to push the questions. Ask the harder, like, why are you doing this? Why are you still in the situation that you're unhappy with? Questions. Something I'm working on, but I feel like I'm getting better at.
Yeah. So you both need to know this, especially that guy that didn't remember who you were or whatever.
Yeah.
You will be remembered or you will be forgotten. Which one you want?
Remembered.
Yeah. And being remembered is how hard you press and how hard you can align with them pretty strong. Like the girl that her boyfriend is wanting to go into medical, right?
Yeah.
And me and her got pretty aligned that we're in agreement that what his idea is not the idea we wanted. Me and her were aligned. Me and her were aligned with a couple things. I don't think she aligned with my name, where it came from.
I think she understood it. She just didn't buy into
I
it.
think that blasphemy was what she used, the word she used.
She may have used that 3 or 4 times.
But she'll remember it. Like, she will be like, what's up, Andy? She won't go, hey, you, or wild man. She's going to call me Andy.
Oh, yeah.
True that?
True that.
So the goal, they say bad press is press. Good press is press. Bad memory is a memory. But if you can make it, I don't think she was mad, but it was emotion. I call it emotional. There was an emotional connection with my name. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. She definitely laughed at the end about it.
She was laughing. But so be remembered or be forgotten. Because when somebody don't remember you, it's like, you're like, what? So
Just talk to you.
Just talk to you. But think about it. You drove to work today. Do you remember stuff? You're just doing it. You don't remember how you got here. I don't know if you were like that, but I don't remember how I got here. Which way did you come? I just got here. I was driving. I was texting and talking and drinking and,
Not why he was driving everybody.
No. All right, same thing. Nick.
For me, one thing that stood out from yesterday was definitely questions. Keep asking questions, and not just any type of questions. You got to focus on the form of questions that you're asking. You got to make sure you're getting to a point you're trying to get somewhere. I feel like a lot of times during my calls, I just do a lot of telling, but I don't do a lot of asking. And I think the asking kind of gets you where you need to go.
Okay. Good. Z, you got any comments? Can you unmute? You got any question, comments, or what you've got? I've been hammering on you, and I know one of the things, I don't know if you're mentioning it, but I'm going to talk about it next. But what's hit you that I say differently, or what have you adjusted in the last 90 days, 30 days from talking to me? And I know you talk a lot to Riddle, and he does a lot of coaching. So, hey, before that, give you a high level how you connected us. Z, we can't hear you. I don't know if it might be our fault. It also could be your mic. You got to write it on a sheet of paper and hold it up. There we go. Hear you now. Try again. Is that on your phone, Robbie? Oh, it is. Billy, wait a minute. Is this? Yeah, no worries. He's got somebody helping him too. No worries, Z. All right, so okay, so here's I want y'all to incorporate something else into it. What we do, part of your message, what we do is show people
Enter your meeting ID.
how to have money coming in. How to have money coming in if you ever get hurt or sick, or you want to travel to Africa or Italy or whatever for 2 months. We would like you to have money coming in. Are you interested in that aspect of having money coming in? This is a huge difference than saying, do you want to build a team? I don't want to build a team. I don't want to deal with no people. I don't want to deal with rejection. I don't. No, Andy, you love building a team. No, I love the results. When I want a hole in the wall, I want a hole in the wall. I don't fall in love with a drill. But look at this drill. I love a drill. No, I want the hole in the wall. I want the money coming in where I don't have to be there. Therefore, I got to build a team. But if you ask people to build a team and they don't want to, that's not a shock to me. He don't want to build a team. Me neither. Who does? I want a hole in the wall. I want to have money coming in. And I also want unlimited money. You can't have unlimited money when you're selling. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So present it, say, we have this way, you with me? It's a way of selling that we're trying to start the network. When we start that concept of money coming in. And you could ask them, say, hey, listen, let me ask you something. Did you want to make a little money or a lot of money? A lot of money. I mean a lot of money or like a lot of money? Like a lot. And they go, look, I want to make a lot, man. And some people, by the way, will lie. They just want to make a little bit. And that's fine. But once they say it, you go, good. The only way you can have unlimited crazy cash is to get a few people selling. And we'll help you and we'll show you how to do that. Does that make sense? Sometimes they'll go, well, my sister's already in insurance. Or, well, my sister, she wants to do something. She's looking for something. Boom. As opposed to just limiting your conversation of getting them going. We got Z now? Possibly. You want to try it, Z?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you mute me on there? I don't know which button it is. Last time I did it, I hung them off the bottom right. All right, how about now?
Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you loud and clear. You talk.
So you had asked me how I had got connected with y'all? That was what you wanted to hear first?
Yeah, who you are, where you from, your background, how you got connected, and then how you changed.
I'm from Houston. I'm not from here. I'm from Houston. I've been out here for about 5-6 years. I was doing electrical for almost all my life. I moved out here to do electrical, and I started getting around you guys and getting with Stephanie, and it just took off from there. I think the first meeting I went to, I was sold. I saw people in suits and ties, money, all this money was talked about, and there was a lot of friendship and a lot of, fellowship. That's the word I'm looking for.
How long had you know Stephanie? And by the way, it's Stephanie Rodriguez he's talking about. How long you known her before she connected you with us?
2 years, 2.5, about.
Okay. And then you got around us, and it was on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I actually ran into you here one day. I come up here to help her with some stuff, and you asked me if I was helping her, or if I was, if I was just helping her a little bit, or if I was all in. I think like 2 weeks later, I quit my job and I was all in.
Ain't nothing like a good question. Properly timed, the right emphasis. For that.
Yeah.
So talk about your change in perspective since you started recruiting and talking to Riddle, talking to me, and making some adjustments.
Definitely. And I've never done anything like this before. I started in like June 1st or 2nd, and this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I was very uncomfortable with it at first, but talking to y'all has really changed my perspective on it. You asked me one time if I had any friends, like if I had any good friends. And I was confused by the question. I had no idea what you were getting at. And then you started to explain it to me, and that really changed my perspective on it, that I shouldn't just be talking to these people about an opportunity. I need to make friends. Like you said earlier, if you're not remembered, you're forgotten. And for me, that's one of the big things that's really changed my recruiting is making a friend. And when I met with Riddle, he explained to me about time and cost, and that really changed my perspective on things. Instead of just doing busy work, I started pulling results. I don't like it's a game, and I don't like losing.
Nice. Will you mute back and see if that stops my rhetoric? Turn the volume all the way down. Thank you, Robin. Okay. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, so also y'all are talking to all licensed people, right?
We're talking about
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the message. So if they're not licensed, then this is the message. Okay. If they are licensed, I'll get to that message. But really, if they already are licensed, it's what they hate, and then we pitch it based on what they hate. Unless if they say, I hate talking to people, I hate getting people to take care of their family, I don't think life insurance is a good program. If they say they hate all that, then we just say, well, this is not a fit. But if they say, I hate that we got no leads, I hate my upline don't return phone calls, I hate we don't have team camaraderie, all that stuff's perfect. They hate that they won't let me sell over the phone. That works. They make me sell over the phone. If they say they make me sell over the phone or won't let me sell over the phone, then that's a great fit for us. Does that make sense? But if they hate helping people and they don't think insurance is a fair product, it's a done. So find out what they hate if they're already licensed, and then we're going to fashion the pitch based on what they hate. Does that make sense? If they're not licensed, this is the pitch. Okay? Well, let me just let you know that we're in the insurance business. Okay? So the words you're going to use is insurance, and really I'd go like life insurance, or really just insurance. Leads, help, those three words, insurance, leads, and help. You want to put them into 3 different sentences, and then talk about somebody else that you're doing it with, a third party. Okay? So I'm talking to Luis, and he's from Venezuela. Well, I go, he's selling solar or cars or knives or t-shirt, whatever he's selling, okay? Thinking about real estate, okay? So I go, good. So I do the form, family, health, occupation, recreation. Y'all heard me do that. I don't really put it in that form, but that's what I do. I say their name as many times as I can, and then I say, well, let me tell you this. We're in the insurance industry, and there's a reason. If you look at the buildings outside, they're massive, right? The banks and the insurance companies. And the insurance own banks, and the insurance companies own banks, and banks own insurance companies. That's why they get the biggest building, because that's where the money is. That's where Jesse James, if Jesse James had understood insurance, he would have robbed insurance companies, not banks. You with me? Jesse James said, I robbed them because they got the most money, banks. Banks not bad. As opposed to the people that rob 7-Elevens. Don't y'all think those people are dumb?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're going to get shot over $17.47. Okay? So, insurance. Number 2, we've got direct mail, telemarketing, internet leads, and social media leads. Leads is hot prospects. Number 3, we're so swamped, we need somebody, and I already know where they live, in Miami. I need somebody in Houston. I know somebody in Idaho. Wherever the place is they are, that's how I fashioned it based on what I learned. This is where we need help. Okay? Now, I'm with the Venezuelan guy. So, it's funny. I got a friend named Gus that's from Venezuela. He was an attorney in Venezuela, came over here, needed to do something. You with me? So I start talking about a buddy who's like them. Maybe it's Robbie, maybe it's me, maybe it's Brandon, maybe it's Brandon Beal or Brandon Boone. So as you get to know people, you want to connect them that I know a person like you that's doing that. So when they hear somebody that's like them, it lowers the fear level. This making sense? Now, here's what's also crazy. We believe that we need to show you how to have money coming in unlimited There's no ceiling on you, and we want to show you how to create money when you're not working. Does that make sense? Does that appeal to you? Good. Like if that doesn't appeal to somebody when you say it like that, I don't like. If you say you want to build a team, I get it. They didn't want to, but if you say I want to have unlimited income, if you're interested in that, I go no. I don't want limited income. I just want a few dollars coming in. Then you don't press as hard on building. Does that make sense? Oh, we're going to build with them. We just don't press as hard right now because they've hit us with, I just want a few dollars coming in. We're not mad. That's fine. Because the concept is if we get one, we can get one more. Ideally, we want this one that we got to bring us 6 or 12. Tracking with me? That's why we talk about the unlimited income and the money coming in when you're not working. So would you be interested in that? Okay. So we hammered name, getting their name right, and then repeating their name. So if I'm going, and I do it with you, the whole time you're trying, Patrick, this is something I need you to learn. Patrick's one critical thing. Repeating that name, it just makes your conversation a whole lot more palatable about them. The other thing is I'm not asking questions about their family, occupation, recreation because I don't want it to sound nosy, and I also don't want it to sound random. A lot of people get off on, then they find out they play tennis. Oh, where did you play tennis? And who did you play against? And what was your record? Like, Bo, we don't really need to go down that rabbit hole. Once we found out they played tennis, what level did they play out? And now we go on, well, let me ask you something different. Because we just don't need to go that deep yet. Okay? So now we know they like competition. Well, now we know they're an athlete. We might even ask them, did you win because you love to win or did you win because you hate to lose? Like get into something like that. So then you also know that what I do, I took everything that they do in life, their family, occupation, recreation, and then I would say why I thought they would be good at this. Without saying, you'll be great at this. I would say things like, more challenging things like, well, do you think you'd be scared to go to somebody's house? Do you think you could close? If I had their home phone number, work phone number, date of birth, address, do you think you could close? Not, you're going to be the greatest salesperson in the world. It's, do you think you could close? And if they already have a team, like I've talked to a couple guys that have solar teams, 7 or 8 people, and I go, let me ask you this. Did you recruit them or did somebody else recruit them? Do you think you could recruit 100 people, not just 6? So I'm putting a challenge out there with them. And I'm trying to edify or build them up. I told one guy yesterday, I said, to sell solar, it strikes me as you have to be really good at sales. Is that true? He said, yeah, it does. I go, insurance, not so much. You're in the house, mom and daddy's there. This kid was married, had kids. I said, do you have life insurance? He said, no. I said, let me just tell you what I'd say if I was in your home. I would talk to your wife about how a great man you are and you want to take care of your family. Then I would ask, I'd build you up, and then I'd say, what happens if you have a heart attack or a stroke or die? He said, my family's going to be in debt, screwed. I said, now do you see how easy it is to sell life insurance? It's just way different sale than you're going to save $100 a month. The government's going to loan you money. You got to sign a contract that commits you to 30 years that you got to pay off. I mean, there's no commitment with life insurance. There's no, you know what I mean? It's just, there it is, $85 a month for $25,000 of protection. He's like, $85 a month? What's my commission? I was like, I got the $1,000 or $800. He's like, I'm in. And then I told him, I said, well, let me tell you about the bigger sales. Annuities. All the people, it's the biggest wealth transfer in America that's ever happened in this country. And this is the wealthiest country in the world, and it's the biggest wealth transfer. Here's the way it works. People retire. Their retirement money, they may never spend it. It goes to their children. But they need to put it in a safe place. So that's an insurance company. So you find somebody with $100,000, the commission on that is close to $5,000. And that just, I know it sounds crazy, but my cousin told me how to do it, and you would go like, I just moved up here from Georgia, or came in, I found out too. I can't believe it. And have you got your license yet?
Almost.
Right here.
Almost.
Okay, what does almost mean?
I'm on chapter 9 of 9.
9 of 9. Oh, last chapter?
Yeah.
All right, so you need to get your state license book.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, I'm not big on my recruiters. I am big on my recruiters having their license, because I want you to get a check and see how this works. Go like, holy cow, this is what, so that you feel good about what you're selling them on. Matter of fact, I was talking to a recruit, Debbie, and he said, yeah, I was talking to Debbie, and she told me she's worked there and loves the atmosphere, but she can also make a little money on the side whenever she wants to by selling insurance. And she told me how much she made on a couple policies, and I was pretty fired up. I was like, right. So you can hire staff that can make extra money selling. So the more I can get their mind going and picture where they're going to be. Okay. So here's the thing. What was that song we were playing on the jet? Chris Lane. Do it. Sing it for us. That's right.
I don't know the words.
What? You know every country music. Pull it up. Pull up Chris Lane. We'll get the songs. He's gonna sing a song for you and get your mind right.
I apologize in advance.
We'll play it and you just mouth. What do you call it? Yeah.
It's like, what's your name? What's your sign? What's your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it. Can bring it up here. We're gonna get shut down on Zoom for playing the country music.
We don't own the rights to this song. Make sure you say that.
We do not own the rights to this.
Can you do music only?
Music only? Oh,
I'm not,
Okay.
we're
gonna get shut down.
I won't remember them then.
So we're gonna get shut down on Zoom. They won't let you play like legit music.
But I do know that song.
Huh?
It's a good song.
It's a great song. What's the things I want to know about you? I want to know
what's your name, what's your sign, what's your birthday, what's your wrist tattoo Bible verse say?
What's your wrist tattoo Bible verse say? Like, people recruit people and never ask them what the Bible verse on their wrist says or what the rose is for, because they're not bold.
That's it.
But if you love them and you're attracted to them, you want to know everything about them. Make sense? You want to know what they hate and what they love. So when Z and you, all of y'all were talking about relationships, how do you have a relationship with a person that you don't want to know everything about them? And as soon as they see you wanting to learn everything about them, they start thinking, this person cares. And the more they think you care, the more they want to work with you. Now, I got to tell you this. If it's bull crap and you don't care and you're faking it, it'll come out. But I'm saying I believe all four of y'all and Z is the kind of person that cares about people. But it don't matter if you care and you can't show it. Does that make sense? So the way you care is what Chris Lane is saying is, I want to know everything about you. Pull up the words. Just say lyrics for, and then we can that way we can do it. That way you can kind of sing it, say it.
We're gonna do a duet here.
Well, I might be worse than you. It's funny because here's what I think. I don't know if this is true. I don't think I can do a tune or the music like I'm way out of sync, and I can't remember the words. But I think that I can create the feeling that Chris Lane creates. So like I'm talking to you, the music's playing, and I start doing what the song is meant to make you feel. So I want to create the feeling that this song creates. What's your favorite part?
So I think the best part to wrap up the message he's talking about is the fourth verse where it says, what's your name, what's your sign, what's your birthday, what's your wrist tattoo, Bible verse say, but then it says, tell me this, do you kiss on the first date? Don't hold anything back, baby, I want to know everything.
That's it.
But in a lot better voice.
Do what?
He has a lot better voice than I do. But I'm taller, so that's all right.
But to me, like when we play that song on the jet, because we were talking about that's the feeling. I mean, I just get this feeling, and I get this chills. You know, if you can get that when you're talking to somebody and they get it, you with me? Now we got a person in the business. Now, the next thing is, and this is why some people can't recruit. They're really good at the interview, but they suck day two. You with me? We've had people we've hired, you know, I kind of like expect that one out of y'all would be like that. But, you know, y'all are impressive. But usually they interview. So when you recruit a person, can you put this air on for 15 minutes, but can you do it again for 15 minutes? And then y'all, people that know me, like I don't like to hang around a person too much because I can't stay in that zone but too much. I'll be like, hey, it takes too much work for me to get in this zone. You really gotta get away from me. But if you can get in that zone every time you talk to them, or like if I'm remembering to text my friends, if they're friends, you touch base, right? And one of them just had a baby, I found out. So now we're going to get baby clothes to this person that has the alliance on them, because no business has ever done that to them. You with me? We was talking to a guy the other day, and he says, when a person said, call this guy, he said, and ask him about his wife, because I talked about that, and he said, my company don't care if my wife dies. They just don't, all they care about is me producing. So you start caring about the family, the dog, the situation. Guy was talking to me about his situation, and I was like, hey, this will work and this will work on that situation. He was like, thank you for that tip on that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's being a friend cares and wants a person to be successful. So that changes everything in how you help people. Now, here's what I know. Here's what I know, Z. Hey, tell them about. You remember when I was telling you pick somebody you like, and you were like, what do you mean? And it took you a while. But then the next time you were like, this is my favorite person. This is my second person. So take it through that transition of, it seemed like I was talking to you in Hebrew or Chinese the first time, and then it started clicking. I'm going to turn you back up and let you talk, Z.
Yeah, that was, can you hear me? Cool. Yeah, that was a big transition for me because I didn't really understand what you meant. And now I know that, you know,
I'm going to turn you back down. That's good stuff. Hey, well, I take that. Tell me some reasons why he stood out over the other people. When I bring you back up, I want you to talk about how it went when you went. You and Stephanie went to meet him, right? Hold on, no, I haven't turned up yet, but does this make sense? But you can't talk to 3 people and decide which one you like. It's getting 12 people lined up, and people say, I think I'll treat them all fairly. That is you're going to lose money. Treat them fairly. We want to be very unfair. The ones we like the most, We're going to give the most. You couldn't hear him at all? Could we put a mic to it? Where's the mic?
If it's up like this,
Okay. Okay, say what you said again, Z, they couldn't hear you.
So basically, I had, finding somebody that I liked was a big deal. I didn't really understand what you had meant at first, and finding a favorite. The reason he was my favorite was because he didn't hesitate on building. He didn't hesitate. It was that first day he was trying to build, and I found 3 people under him that wanted to build, and we've just been pushing further and further. Family, friends, the whole 9 yards. And and you were talking about solar earlier. A lot of them come from solar, so that's really a big thing. They come from solar. Solar is a hard sale. You got to knock on people's doors. And with this, if people with solar had a stack of leads they could get on their desk every morning of people who wanted solar, and all they had to do was pay for a little bit of them, then that would be a killing for all those people that are door knocking. And you got the same. You have that here, and the sale is 10 times easier. So yeah, once you got some builders, that's where it's at.
Okay, hopefully people heard that. Turn him down. We'll turn you down again. Okay, so yeah, you agree with me that solar is way more difficult. It's hard to get 100 people selling solar. And you get them selling solar, you can't get people under them because they ain't got no network marketing. All you're doing is like 6 or 8 people direct to you. It's a gold mine if people comprehend the difference between solar and being able to build a network. You hear what he said, and I totally agree with this. People that I like are quick to respond. Right. If they give me that it happened was like, oh God, just tell me you got fired, or just tell me you got divorced, or tell me the economy killed you in 2013 or 18, or tell me that COVID killed you. Just tell me. Let's go. So they're not hiding stuff or trying to beat around the bush. Matter of fact, your girl in the beginning, she was a little beating around the bush, and I was like, "You're gonna need to just talk a little plainer to me." And then she come around at the end. It was like that. You sense that when you talk to her. Who was your favorite person? Did we talk to them? Tell me about them.
My favorite person was Carrie, and yeah, you did speak with her yesterday.
Speak up a little bit, buddy.
Oh, I said my favorite person was Carrie, and you spoke with her yesterday. She's my favorite only because she has like a lot of drive, and she's got a lot riding on this, so she's giving it her all, and she's really working towards her goals.
Okay. Remind me what my conversation with her, how that went.
You basically just asked her about her family, and you were going to meet her in Birmingham. Give her a little bit of training.
Give her a little bit what?
Training at the meeting.
Okay. Okay. So the next thing is this. So I want to turn you up in a minute, Z, but don't you think about this. What happened in Houston? And I'm going to tell you what I hope happened, but you can tell me what did happen. So the whole deal is when you spend money on somebody, they feel the love way more. The most valuable money you can spend on them is your time, okay? So going to be with them and away from your family, away from your dog, away from your television, that's huge if you'll do that, okay? They see it and they appreciate it. Now you can ask for more effort, more results, because they owe you for what you've put in. Kind of like if you know anything about priming a pump. If you got one of those pumps that you pump the water out, you can't just pump it dry. You have to pour water in like crazy, and then it'll pump that water back out plus new water. What else works like that? Fireplace works like that. You can't just stand there and get warm. You got to get the kindling, you got to get the little wood, you got to get some more wood, you got to light it, you got to fan it, you got to bring some energy from the outside, a match. then it gives you after you put in. Does that make sense? So if you got 12 people lined up, and this one I don't like, this one I do like, guess which one I'm gonna give money to? This one. Okay? Now I want them to feel like I'm treating them all the same. But I know this person's getting $500 worth of leads free to get started. This one I'm giving them old as snot to see if they'll even do anything, because I don't think they're going to do anything. Does that make sense? So I'm ranking them, and then I'm pouring. So it's kind of unfair for the ones that I like. But I want unfair return for my money. I don't want to give this guy $250, this guy $250, knowing that I'm pouring my money down the drain. I want to give it to the one I think that'll give the fire back. That makes sense? So when you lighten the wood to get your fire coming out, you don't go to the wettest, soggiest, mushiest, worthless piece of log and sit there and try to get it going. You're going to find the one that's ready to set on fire, right? You will find that one. You go, I'm lighting that one right there. Does that make sense? Like you're not going to try to motivate a mud puddle. You're not going to try to light a piece of moss. You with me? We're going for the firewood, baby. Does it make sense? So what happens is you hire 12. These 3 or 2 you like the best. Those you're going to try to go. Then you're going to teach them leads, help, insurance, and the third person kind of needs to be you. And then we're going to get somebody else on them, and somebody else on them, somebody else on them. So what we do is basically we get one person. You get 6, 7, 8 around them. Maybe they're 6 wide and one of them's 2 deep. We're going to go to those 2 deep and try to get that deeper. But the bottom line is, if you take, let's say they've got 14 people, 16 people, and it's 4 deep. I promise you, if you take those 14 people under this guy and line them up, 2 or 3 of them are going to be the best. Does that make sense? So whoever the 2 or 3 are the best, you want to try to go get 10 around them or 14 around them going down deeper. And then you look at this 14, and you line them up. And then you look at what one's the best, and you keep dropping down. So you liked them. If you can understand this is a sifting process, Z. Sifting process. Because if you get layers of likes, see the first 12, you didn't know them. But now you've got 12 people that you liked better. Then if you take the 12 that you liked better and turn it this way, even the one that's least liked is good, because it's all liked people. So now you're going to work with the 2 that you like the best. They should grow faster than anybody you've hired previously. That's why I get mad, Robbie, when I go, things should explode if you do it right. Because you're sorting, and then you go pour all the energy into, say, Guerrera. Right? So we can find somebody under Spencer that we really like Crispin, who's under Al. This makes sense? So we're sorted. The first 12, you sort them, but it's like they're just random people. But if you drove it down, you liked every layer. Does that make sense? It'd be like if you're in a bar and you line up 12 people, right? You like, I like that one more and that one not as much. But let's say you go to get 12 of your friends that you play ball or cards or golf with, and you line those 12 up, even to the one you don't like as much, you like him better than any of these 12 originally, because you've sorted friends. So when you go underneath people, all of them you kind of liked. Now we're sorting differently. Does that make sense? This is how you build a business. This is how I've got the networks to create the millions of dollars. Okay. And then people say, well, don't you have to explain to them sell insurance? Yes. But I swear I think a caveman can sell insurance. But the truth is, my best people that I like the most can sell it. The worst ones can't. But the reason I don't like them is because they won't work. Think about that. It's not their personality, the color of their skin, how pretty they are, how ugly they are. If I think they're workers. If they're a pretty worker, fantastic. They're an ugly worker. You with me? Fantastic. I like W, baby, for the victory, the win. Okay, now, so here's what I teach when it comes to work, 40-40, okay? 40-40, by the way, I want to make this as easy for you to get some free swag. I'm going to come back to you, Z, on your trip. The hats, the mugs, you pick. So here's what you do. 40 appointments over the next month. 40 sales appointments. 40 appointments over the next week. I don't care. I just need to know that you did 40 appointments. I need to know that you talked to 40 new people and try to recruit them. Okay? You complete 40-40. It might take you a week or a month. All you do, you go on ARC, you click on, what is it you click on? Yeah, but before that, it's My Business. You go over to My Business, click on My Business, and there's a drop down, and it's called My Activity. Hopefully you're using that for your own advantage, but as soon as you get 40 and 40 and call marketing, T will tell you who to call, we will ship you out your choice. A 40-40 mug, a 40-40 hat, sweatpants, sweatshirt, jackets, free swag just to do the 40-40. So what I start immediately doing with the people that I like is I start saying, we need to know your activity. And with your activity, we will get you better at your skill set. Okay? So I need you to get some leads. I've given you leads. I need for you to tell me how many calls you did in a week or in a day. And I know you need to know some stats that you need to know. If you're making phone calls off of leads, you should be talk to 40 people. No, make 40 dials in 60 minutes. So if they told me they made 17 dials, how many days, how many hours? They go over 4 hours. Like, what are you doing? First, we need to make sure they got the definition right. What is a dial, right? So if I'm looking at your number, Nick, if I'm looking at your number right there in front of me, what is your number? 678-316-5922. So I type it in, I hit it, don't pick up. I don't have your number in, that's good. So now you're going to have my number, but it's going to ring 3 times. I'm going to let it ring 3 times. So with the people I like, I slow down and I show them what a dial is. That was 1 phone call. You've been on that 3 times. I don't care. Now when I will call it back 2nd time, you hit the button. I don't know if you know this. You hit the button and it pops right back up. 1 time, picks back up. Then you hit it again. Now we're on the 2nd dial. So the goal is to get 40 in an hour. But the goal really is to recruit. And so then we start evaluating his stats. First of all, the number 1 gauge is the number 1 thing, which is making phone calls. So if a guy says, I talked to 10 of my friends, how many of your friends did you try to talk to? I text 40, I talked to 10, 2 were interested. Boom, yeah. Well, I've talked to a couple of them. Do you mean 2 or do you mean 4? Or do you mean 3? And they go, I don't know. I need to know how many people you talk to. Because what I'm stressing is activity more than I am what the skill set is. After we get the activity, now I start evaluating skill set. Tracking with me on that? Okay. And I want y'all involved, not just turn it over to Tyler or turn it over to Al. I want you involved in their whole life because now you know how to set up the next person for success. Tracking that? Okay, I'm going to turn you up, Z, and you tell me about your trip and how you gained, what come of it, etc. Oh, we need a mic over here, too. Hold on. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Go closer.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, so Texas was when you build somewhere, we're trying to build in areas where we can go see people, and Texas was to go see some of those people and get those people that we already have on to bring their friends and and the people they know.
To one of our
I'm echoing like crazy. What we did was we had a hot spot, and that burst into a couple builders, which is really cool. And one of my things is I'm working on my family. You know, I have a drive. I have family in Texas, in Houston, and I have a drive to be successful more than a lot of people that I used to know. But I know that runs in my family. I know my brother and my sister are like that too. So my brother is through the course and scheduling his exam, and I'm trying to get my sister on it too. And that's a big thing for me, because I know if I want it like that, I know they will. You know, then especially the opportunity of how much money can be made trying to set a new legacy for my family. But it was really good. Anybody, I was calling old friends. I was going to places out there and trying to let them know we're building a big team out there, and there's lots of opportunities out there, because there is. Houston's a big opportunity city. It's just like out, it's the same as out here. The two hottest states, Texas and Florida. And I think that's a good place to start building a big team.
Okay, hold on. All right, it never fails. He's got people recruited in Houston. I'm selling them, go. It's your favorite person. Go. What comes out of it wasn't seeing the people. And I hear how excited he is to call his friends and family, because that's where he's from. When you go, you grow, but not necessarily for why you thought you were going to grow. What if he met a flight attendant on the way? What if they meet an Uber driver? Getting out of your house. My son liked this analogy when I used it the other day. If you look at a tree and you're looking for the fruit, it's not near the trunk. You can't stay your arms wrapped around the trunk. You can't stay at home in the bed, on the couch, in front of the TV. You go, I'm in front of my desk on the office. Your house is the trunk. You've got to go to grow. So it's interesting, Z, that something else came out of it. I'm not shocked. But I want you to spend a little bit on time about building relationship. What did you learn about them? How much did the relationship between your favorite person, how did that grow? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's one of the big things is building that relationship. I touch base with people that I like daily. If not daily, then every other day. And it's not always about, it's not always about work. It's just in general, how was your day, what's going on, and creating other good conversations to build a connection with somebody. Because, I mean, whether or not, it's an opportunity to make a lot of money, somebody's going to have more drive and desire if they're working with somebody that they like to talk to, that knows about their family, that knows about their friends, than they are with somebody that they barely know, no matter who it is. And that's really been a big thing for me is relationships, building relationships and getting to know these people on a daily basis. Or, however, it's kind of like know who you're talking to. If it's somebody that, connect with them and how you think they would, be connected with. And it's really helped me out a lot, that just talking to everybody and kind of, seeing what's going on in their lives so that I know how to better help them, get where they want to get and what they want to get out of this.
Okay, here's what I want to know from UZ in a minute. But what's your takeaways from this? Okay, not yet, but so what I want to hear is what's your takeaways. Do you think what's your takeaway, like we did yesterday? What you took away? Okay, I'm gonna change the subject while you guys are thinking. I'm gonna change the subject. Breakthrough event is coming up the end of September. It's $1,497. I promise you that you're going to make an extra $10,000 in the next 90 days because you come to Breakthrough. I also predict your residual income is going to grow up 10x. Your ability to build, the concept of how to build is going to totally change. Okay? You got to go. It's worth that. Okay? Hands down, you don't need any gimmicks. I'm just telling you. $1,500, $1,497, it's 100% worth it. 100% guarantee at the end of the time, give you money back if you ain't happy. You with me? Okay? It's tough getting here because of Elon University has homecoming, and they're rich people coming down here from New Jersey and stuff, and they got all the hotels rented out. So you're going to need to get an Airbnb or find somebody to share an Airbnb with or find a place to stay. That's critical. Okay. In addition to that, the dramatic change in your life, your marriages will change, relationships with children, everything will change. It'll be life-changing, this event. I've been to so many events like this that have changed my life, changed my life, changed my life. It's created a lifestyle that I've created. Like that change in my mindset has changed my life, okay? I don't get mad as huge things don't make me as mad. I don't party as much and celebrate. It's to help me keep moving toward my goal, okay? It helps get your head and your heart. When your head and heart both are involved, you recover faster and better over personal stuff or business stuff. Okay? So hands down, you don't need anything. But there's so many gimmicks that are added. Okay? Here's the one. In 2020, this year, we're doing Ireland. There's a lot of people that still have a shot at winning all expense trade trip to Ireland. Some of them are going to get the extension. We're going to Dublin, and then we're going to Killarney. Okay? The next contest don't start until January 1. It is going to be it'll be the most fabulous trip we've ever gave people an opportunity to earn it. The most. It won't be cheap. Therefore, the points will be higher because it's a much harder to win or a much more expensive trip. It's a long trip. I'm going to give you a hint. It's a long trip. All right. We're going to let the people that come to Breakthrough start earning points November 1. So you can get all of November and all of December to earn points for 2023. And it keeps counting towards Ireland. So you're getting double points. How'd you like triple points? Okay? So this is huge. You can also get bonus points for the Ireland just by being here. The next thing that we're going to tell you is CFG has contributed a lot of money for a contest that's going to start October 1. At Breakthrough, we're going to announce it, and everyone that's there will get a head start on any other competitors for this CFG trip. It will be an all-expense-paid trip. We don't usually do this on little contests. Down to St. Petersburg, which I think is the most beautiful place I've ever been. I love St. Petersburg. We're going to fly you down, pay for the flights, you and your guest, put you up in a hotel, fabulous dinner, right on Sunset Beach. The contest is going to run October 1 to December 31st. We'll make this trip happen in January or February. We'll get the date set, but that contest is going to be announced. And all your points count for Ireland, 23 contest, and the contest for CFG. So it's almost like being here is worth, like just immediately, even if you didn't learn anything, is worth $1,000 or $2,000. I still say the most important part is the way it's going to change the 6 inches between your ears. Okay? It's huge. Massive value. You guys are going to be in full attendance. I'll tell you how important it is. They're going to stop recruiting and stop working with new people. You can still keep in touch with your old people that you brought. But you're going to attend, and I want you to change. Get better. It'll blow your mind. It's going to be, I'm excited about it. I will be in attendance. My wife will be in attendance. My kids will be in attendance. Everybody I know and love is going to be right there because it's life-changing. What's the easiest way if somebody don't know about this you don't know about this, ask, text. How do I find out about this? Somebody will text you a link that shows you how to get connected to this. All right. We'll go to you first. Z, take away from today. What should people take away? What should they remember? Or more importantly, what are you going to remember?
I'm going to remember that this is constantly a process to get better and better. You know, I want to be the best I can be at whatever I'm doing, and it's not about where I'm getting. It's about, you know, it's not about how good you're doing. It's about how long you're doing good, and that's what I want to do, is find that constant persistence on growth and keeping results. And I would say for anybody else, what the biggest takeaway should be, if you're recruiting, build that relationship, because your friends are going to want to do it sooner than people you don't know.
Nick?
My biggest takeaway definitely would be the building relationships and reaching out to people daily. You know, I'd like to get to the point where wherever we're going, if we're going down to Florida, Dallas, or Connecticut, there's someone I can stop by and grab a bite with, catch up.
You know I'm going to want you to travel. Do you know that? Good with that? Won't be your first time. You get somebody good, I'm going to want you to go. And I want you to take Robbie, get somebody, and let's tag team. Let's invest our time and our money. You invest in your time, invest in my money. I want you to go. Makes sense. Makes it easier for him than some people because they had to invest their money. But I highly recommended my son-in-law, my best friends, Adam Katz, Emily Katz, Andy Riddle, invest your money and go to where they are. You got to get out of that house. Get away from that tree trunk.
For me, the biggest thing has been your message that you continue to hammer, which is you got to go to grow. I've had the pleasure of traveling with you the last couple of weeks, and I've seen, you know, the relationships that I've been able to make, and just the conversations I've had with people. I feel like it's grown my chances with recruiting, and I think it's helping them a lot. My boy AA Ron, I mean, he jumped all in, quit his job. He's ready to make some big money. So I don't think that would happen if we didn't go see him. We're going to see him again next week. So yeah, it's just little things like that I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about him. That's good. Yeah. Good to know that AA Ron is kicking butt, taking names.
I would really like to, you were talking earlier about how we're just sending them to other people. I don't really want to just send them to other people. I want to make sure they make it. You know what I mean? I want to keep touching every base with them and making sure that they're doing the training, that they finish the course, that they get their license, and that they're selling and recruiting.
So you like that? I want you to do that.
I do. I love that. And I want to make sure that, if they're not doing well with recruiting, maybe I could help them if you're okay with that.
100% okay
All
with
right.
that.
And
I mean, I want you to care. I want you to build a relationship because you care about them.
Right.
Therefore, you want to see them. Put it this: the more people you do that for, the more chance you'll be on that fabulous trip.
Right. And also, I just want to touch most things in the business. I don't want to say every part because I don't know anything about tech stuff, but I do want to learn as much as I can from this company.
Technology stuff.
I don't know, IT tech stuff.
Yeah, you don't need to, but you just need to know how to access it on the ARC.
Yeah.
Definitely building relationships. Having confidence is a big thing. And asking lots of questions. I think that's a big thing for me.
Okay.
Definitely asking questions because I'm bad at that.
Who you gonna be good at? Say I'm good at that.
I'm good at that.
There you go. Who brought up form? Was it you or? Yeah, because Clay told you that. I'm taking away that. I'm gonna remember family, occupation, recreation, and message. Family, occupation, recreation, and money. Remember, not check it off. Got to cover that. Leads, insurance, and help. And third party. And the big thing, get your butt out of the house. I think I'm in 10 cities next week. Is this right? 10 cities in a week. It will be grueling. I got great news. Jane Albright is going to be shaking hands, meeting people, getting cell phone numbers. She's great at relationship building. Are you going with us? You in 10 new cities? Jess, that's walking around here, she'll be with us. Hannah, and Spencer will be in some cities. And then we've got Mike Leventovich is meeting us places. Olga Mathis is meeting us. Pete from American Amicable is meeting us. So in each location, we'll have special guests showing up. So, and then the following week, we're in 7 cities. And then it's like I'm home for like 4 or 5 days and I'm gone again. And then, Fort Lauderdale. What day are we going to have the IUL Symposium Extravaganza? If you are a IUL person or you want to be an IUL person, we're going to have North American, and F&G Life executives going to be in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to take a few people to dinner Friday night, the 28th. It's October, by the way. So it's a ways out, but I'm going to give you a heads up. October 28th, we'll have people there. And by the way, here's a cool thing you might want to know. The yacht show extravaganza is down there. So hotels are going to be crazy. Traffic's going to be crazy, but they're going to have crazy yachts. So like while you're there, you might want to dream build a little bit. Because I promise you, that's one of the things me and Jane are going to be doing, looking at yachts. Okay? She's already made me say we're not going to buy one, but we dang sure going to be looking. Right? I want to see what kind we like, start that process. So then Friday night, very select people we'll have dinner with. We'll probably do a F&G dinner and a North American dinner so we can take more people, and I'll be at one, and Gina Hawks or Kraft will be at another one, and then we'll have select people. But if you'll put this is going to be a free seminar, and the next morning, Saturday, we're going to go 9 a.m. until I think 2 of intense IUL. I think Brandon Bill's going to be there, Boone, Sean Boone, Joseph Tu, he's really good at it. We're going to have some agents that are really good at doing IULs are going to be there teaching their secrets, and all the carriers. Chris Norris will be there. He's helping people. Again, we have another record month on annuities because it looks like the people that do IULs also do annuities. And by the way, if you're doing annuities, good seminar to be at, because if you're going to learn how to do IULs, and F&G and North American, two of our greatest annuity companies, are there. And Chris Norris, and get Amber down there. So Friday night and Saturday. And then if you have teams going to be there, you might want to go out Saturday night. We're out Saturday. Me and Jane are going to do stuff on our own yachts. And, yeah, it'll be crazy. All right. I think that's it. CFG contest, the IUL symposium. Oh, Gina Hawks, Ivy, Clay are all over the place doing these Medicare. Y'all wouldn't believe how much we pay. I meet people every day that only make $80 per sale or $100 per sale. And ours is anywhere from $450 to $500, $550. We were the highest paying Medicare and Med Advantage. Also, I talked to somebody, their people was making them do supplement, not Advantage. And I was like, why? And they said, I don't know. Because it's no premiums on Advantage side, great for the client, and it pays more. I'm not against supplements, but anyway, there's just a lot of recruiting opportunities. Oh, one last recruiting reminder. So if somebody's with carriers right now in Medicare, they can't switch to us. So they're stuck with Aetna, whoever they're with. But if they recruit new people and a new person can sign up with Aetna, we can still pay them overrides. So the recruiting option is huge because you can recruit people and they still get paid without getting appointed to the carrier because of the ARC. So many advantages to the ARC. All right. Recruiting's explosion. I hope this helps. I'm looking if there's any questions. Yes, Joseph too, definitely shouting you out. You ain't got the invite. That was the invite, Joseph too. This is the heads up ahead of time. Mark Muller, Getz. Yeah, I'm giving all y'all a heads up. Olga, this is a heads up. The only person I've talked to is Boone and Bill and North American and F&G. That's the only 4 people I've talked to and my staff planning it out. So we're looking for a hotel in Fort Lauderdale, preferably tied to close to the yachts. And we're going to have a great time and very educational. and great for connecting all the top people. All right? Thank y'all for being here. Love y'all. Out. Thanks, Z. Kill it, buddy. Hey, I didn't make as much money. I got 10 minutes early. Oh, my boy Getz. Yeah. Yeah. Get your guy online. Get him contracted. Get him